Hi. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining today. My name is Sheyi Obasi. I'm your host for today. Can you let us know where you're coming from and your name? And if you can hear me properly, just indicate so that I know that you can hear me. Yeah? So put your name in the comments. Say, I can hear you. I can see you. I can see your smile. And then we can start. Okay, while you're doing that, like I said, my name is Sheyi Obasi. I'm coming live from Ontario in Canada, where I live. The temperature here is about 13 degrees centigrade, which is really great for winter. Where are you coming from? What's the temperature where you are? How has your week been? If you can hear me, if you can see me, go ahead and indicate that so that we can start, because we have a lot to do today. If you can hear and see me, just let me know. Okay, so I can see a lot of you. I can hear you very well. Thank you very much, Tunde. Yeah. I know that a lot of my Naija people are here, and I welcome you. Thank you. So if you can hear and you can see me, just indicate. That's what I want to know, that you can hear and see, and then say what your name is. Great. I can hear and see you clearly. Great. So everybody can hear and see me clearly. So we're going to start because we have a lot to talk about. If you can hear my voice very well, I don't need to raise my volume, right? Jamaica, and it's hot. It's hot in Jamaica. Oh my goodness. I can just imagine. It is cold here, but today is not so cold. It's not snowing. It's 13 degrees centigrade. In fact, my windows are even open. Great. So you can hear and see me. So we're going to start. So I'm going to tell you how it's going to go. I have some things to share with you. So I'm going to do a little bit of presentation, and then I'm going to come back, and then we can now chat. I can now take your questions and answer. This is Audrey from Cyprus. Wow, that's great. How is Cyprus and how's the weather over there? From Ghana. I mean, if I didn't see my Ghana people and Kenya people, I would have been surprised though. Ghana is in the house. Abel from Ghana, welcome. And then there's Susan from South Africa. Wow. Welcome. Minus 38 in Russia. Oh my goodness. God almighty. How do you live there? God. Wow. Okay. So we have a lot to talk about, and I don't want to waste anybody's time. So we'll just go straight to it. Talk about how you can come to Canada now, come back. And then I have some gifts. Like I said before, I have some gifts for all of us. So let's start. I will just go ahead and share my screen right now. If you can see my screen, please let me know that you can see it so that I can start. Amazing. We can all see my screen. I know we can see it. Okay. So today we're talking about a pathway that you can use to move to Canada and become a permanent resident in 2024, no matter your age. So before we start, a little bit of disclaimer that this is just for education and information purposes. This is not intended as immigration advice. If you wanted immigration advice, please go to the Canada.ca website. There's somebody showing here. Canada.ca website for information. Yeah. So at the end of our meeting today, I will do two things. Number one, I will make you an offer. Yeah. And I'm going to give you a gift that is worth 5,000 naira. 5,000 naira is big money. You have to be here to the end. So stick around. It will be worth it. So what I need you to do now, stop checking WhatsApp and TikTok. Stop right now. Pay full attention to what I'm saying. So leave with WhatsApp and TikTok for now. Pay attention. This is important. And this is going to be interactive as well. So when I say do something, please try and do it. Okay? Please do it. Do we have a deal? If we have a deal, please put in the chat box that we have a deal so that I can go on. So it will be interactive. When I say do something, you do it. If we are on the same page, let's go on. I hope you can't hear my dog barking. Barking so loud. So the first question that I have to ask is, if you have ever considered Japa, put yes in the comments. If you have ever thought about it, put yes. If you have never considered this jackpot thing, put no in the comments. If you have considered it, put yes. If you have never considered it, put no, so that I will know whether I'm talking to the right crowd or not. Okay? Have you ever considered jackpot? Put yes. Have you never? No. Have you never considered jackpot? Put no. Some people said no. There are some no's, there are yeses. I want to see the number of no's and yeses. So there are lots of no's, there are yeses. Okay. Now the next question is for those that said yes, why have you not jackpot? So for those who are not from Nigeria, jackpot means to immigrate or to leave your country to go and live in another country, or to leave your town to go and live somewhere. Invariably, it means to relocate. Yeah. So if you're in Nigeria or wherever you are, and you said yes, you have considered relocating, but you haven't actually done it, why? Why haven't you jackpot by now? 2023 is ending. Yeah. Why haven't you jackpot? I want to know. Some people said fear and uncertainty. I can see someone says no, lack of information. Why haven't you jackpot? I want to know at least some of your reasons. The process of trying to get admission to kickstart the jackpot, the process is difficult. Funds, someone said funds, and fear of uncertainty. Wow, it's expensive. Someone said it's expensive. Someone said I was recently refused. You cannot find the right person to guide you, and all of that, lack of information, funds, basically fear of relocating. And these are all valid reasons for why you would not have jackpot. Yeah. So this is likely what you're thinking. And from what some of you have said, it is also what you're thinking. Yeah. You have been thinking about this jackpot thing, but you're wondering, is it even worth it? Is it worth it? Should I leave my country and go to another country? Is it worth it? Should I jackpot at this point? That's what you're thinking. And you're thinking, after all, I have a good job. I'm comfortable. I am not that young again. Maybe you're in your 30s, late 30s, or your 40s. You're thinking, I'm not that young. On the other hand, some people are thinking, I'm very young. I'm too young. I need to get married. I need to do this. I need to do that before I jackpot. And this is their reason for not jackpotting. As some of you are thinking, can I even find a befitting job when I jackpot? Will I be making a big mistake? A lot of people are thinking, is it a mistake? Because jackpot is a very big move. Will it be a mistake? What if things get better in this country? If you're in Nigeria, what if things get better in Nigeria? What if you jackpot and the day you jackpot, things start getting better? Or what if things get better in Ghana or in Brazil or in South Africa? You're thinking, well, maybe I should stay back and see if things will get better. And then there are scammers everywhere. Will I fall into the wrong hands? Some of us have that experience. I have the experience of falling into scam, and I know a lot of you might have that experience. Can I afford the money to relocate? Someone says it's too confusing. I've seen somebody say it's too confusing. Can I afford the money to relocate and recoup it back in good time? Yeah, that's what some people are thinking. Can I jackpot with my family at once? Can I jackpot with my family at once? And then even if I want to jackpot, why Canada? Canada is not the only country. There are so many countries. You can jackpot to the UK. You can relocate to Australia. You can relocate to anywhere in Europe. Why Canada? Yeah. After all, you have heard that things are not so easy. You must have heard, if you are listening, things are not so easy. Or maybe you have tried and failed. Or maybe the cost of living is expensive in Canada. You heard people saying, cost of living in Canada is expensive. Or Canada is cold. Canada is cold, Shao. It is cold. You have heard it is cold. And maybe you're not gelling with the cold very well. And you don't want to be scammed and waste your hard-earned money. Yeah? Or you don't even know where to start. There are lots of people that want to relocate, but they don't know where to start. The whole process is confusing. You listen to YouTube, you hear this, you hear that. Yeah? Now, if you have had at least one of any of these thoughts, just type yes in the comments. So I gave several thoughts that people that have spoken to, even you on this live, you have said it. So if you have thought of any of these things, it is expensive. I don't know if I can go with my family. I might be making a mistake. Maybe I'm too old. Maybe I won't get a job. Maybe I won't be as comfortable as I am in my country. Yes. So a lot of us have had those A lot of us have had those thoughts. So if the background noise is disturbing you, let me know, because that's my dog that's barking. I can drive him away. So if the background noise is disturbing, let me know. Okay. I think it has gone down now. Yeah. So I hear you and I understand, and I will provide some clarity. But before I do that, let me tell you a story. Let me tell you a story. There's someone shouting outside. I'm so sorry. Let me tell you a story. So this is my cousin Bola. I have a cousin Bola in Nigeria. She had a great job. She's a big girl. Yeah, when you say big girl, she is very comfortable, and she was not interested in this Japa thing. Anytime I talk to her about Japa, she's like, she leave. She's not interested. However, something happened one day. She fell seriously ill. And after going to the doctor severally, they told her that she needed to do surgery. Unfortunately, the insurance from her company did not cover that kind of surgery. And of course, the country, Nigeria, didn't have any kind of cover for any kind of insurance cover. There was no health insurance cover from Nigeria or from her state. It was just her work, and it wasn't going to cover that. Yeah. So she had to pay through her nose for that surgery. She paid a lot of money for it. And as if that is not enough, the nurse, one of the nurses that was taking care of her, forgot to transfuse blood after the surgery. So usually after surgery, they would transfuse blood. They did not, and she nearly died. She nearly died. In fact, she was saying she's dying. And we're like, what's happening? Start running around before they now realized that they didn't transfuse blood. Something as simple as that. The day after she was discharged, she started her JAPA process. The following month, today, she's in Canada. Yeah. And that's to show you how bad our healthcare systems are in Nigeria. So I'm going to talk about some situations, but I'm going to be using my examples from Nigeria. So if you're from Ghana, Kenya, Cameroon, South Africa, you should be also comparing what I'm saying to your own country. So in Nigeria, women die for something as simple as childbirth. Childbirth that you can do in your house. So women in hospitals die. You can see in 2015, 58,000 Nigerian women died from pregnancy complications in 2015, which is sad. Pregnant women are dying. The reason why I'm talking about pregnancy is that it is the simplest thing to do. You don't even need to go to a hospital, but our health systems in Nigeria does not respect your status or your job, just the way it did for my cousin. It doesn't respect. People are dying. And then our doctors are going on strike. Doctors are even talking about going on strike as we're speaking. How can doctors go on strike? Doctors are one of the most important occupations. They should never go on strike. But of course, they are going on strike, which is really sad. And people are dying. People are even dying of malaria. Somebody said in the comments, people die of malaria. Now, but in Canada, there's free healthcare. Canada provides free healthcare to all its citizens, permanent residents, and even residents like students and all of that. And there's professionalism. I have never heard of a strike, medical strike in Canada. I've been here almost 6 years. It doesn't happen. Okay, so maybe healthcare is not the issue with you. What about police brutality, kidnapping, Boko Haram, security of lives and property in Nigeria, particularly, is an issue. Who can remember the NSAS? NSAS was a turning point for us in Nigeria. I know a lot of people who left Nigeria after NSAS. That was just the icing on the cake. They couldn't take it. It is like being oppressed in your father's house. Your own government opening fire on people, youth that were just protesting, not doing anything. Some of those people are still languishing in jail just because they protested. It pains me. Anytime I talk about this, it hurts me. Yeah, so this pushed a lot of people out of Nigeria. And it is obvious that the police and the government in Nigeria and probably in other countries don't care for its citizens. What about police brutality? We almost live in a lawless society where a policeman can say to you, I've heard a policeman say it before, I will shoot you and kill you, nothing will happen. You can imagine what kind of confidence is that? Because they know that nothing will happen. I will shoot you and nothing will happen. And they are doing it. I don't know if you read the story of this lawyer that was shot by a policeman on Christmas Day or New Year Day. I can't remember. She was driving with her husband. She's a lawyer who has been looking for children for a long time. She was finally pregnant, doing well in her job, and a policeman opened fire for no reason. Today she's dead in her father's land. If she was in the US and she was shot, you would say she's a black person in the US. She was shot in her father's house. She had a great job, a great family. It did not guarantee her safety. Kidnapping and Boko Haram, we all know how that is going. We thought we were safe in Lagos. Kidnapping is coming closer and closer to Lagos. We all remember the Chibok girls, right? Which was one of the most notable stories of kidnapping in Nigeria. You carried into a school, carried all these girls, I forgot 67 of them or so, and just disappeared with them. Okay, so people are getting kidnapped. If you've never had a family member or a friend of a friend whose parents or family member was kidnapped, you will not know what I'm talking about. I know someone, her fiancé was kidnapped and killed in front of her. She had mental issues after that. Yeah, so gunmen are killing people. If you are traveling on the road, it is crazy. But in Canada, I'm telling you, since I've been here, I have not heard of a case of police brutality or Boko Haram. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. I haven't heard of it, which means that the occurrence is very small. Canada has a great reputation. And if you look at this graph from Reputation Institute, it shows Canada as having 76.6% great reputation. It is a safe country. Now let's talk about the education system. In Nigeria, again, I'm using Nigeria as an example, but I know that these things happen almost everywhere in Africa, in Brazil as well. Brazil is one of those countries where things like this happen. ASU strike. Yeah, some of us went to school for 4 years. We graduated in 6 years. Some people in 7 years because of ASU strike. And it looks like our government doesn't care. And I read in the papers that mass resignation hits public universities. This is very recent. This is 5 hours ago. I got this recently. Mass resignation. That means that lecturers are resigning. These are the people who are supposed to be teaching our children. They are resigning. That's ASU just strikes anytime they feel like it. And, you know, they have their own reasons, but people keep staying in school longer than necessary. And then before, you could send your child to a public university and it was cheap. But I hear now that tuition fees have jumped 300% in public universities. If you want to send your child to a private university, you have to go and pluck money from, from a tree for you to be able to afford it. It's so expensive. Yeah, and it's totally not even worth it. Yeah, but in Canada, I have not heard of strikes. I don't think it's a thing. I've not heard of strikes of lecturers in Canada. There's free public elementary and high school. So as a resident in Canada, if you have children that are 18 years and below, they go to school for free. These public elementary and high school are great. Yeah, my children go to public schools and it is great. They also have something called the Registered Education Savings Plan that helps you to save for your children's post-secondary education. So you're going to pay for university and college. You don't pay for high school and elementary school. The government has this plan where when you contribute, the government also contributes to help you to save for education. I don't think that there's any country in Africa that has this kind of plan. And then Canada also pays your children who are 18 years and below, 17 up to 17 years. So if you have a child up to 17 years, they get what is called child care benefits. Yeah, CCB. If your child is 6 years and below, this child gets $619 per month. Each child. That is over $7,000 in a year. If you have a child that is between 6 and 17 years of age, that child gets $522.91 per month. And this is every month. Annually is $6,275. I know people who have like 4 children, they gather out the money. That money is enough for them to feed for the month and all of that. Even though the money belongs to the child, they're supposed to be saving it for the child. But what I'm trying to say is people always look forward to these monies and it comes every month like clockwork. Yeah. What about jobs and cost of living in Canada? Now, this is what I got from the Punch newspaper. Cost of living in Nigeria. More Nigerians may join the Japa train as hardship worsens. Yeah, I'm sure in the last few months, when fuel subsidy was removed, things have become harder and harder and harder. Like, I am still in touch with Nigeria and I hear all this news that things are getting harder. Now, look at the statistics. Inflation rate has gone from 9% to 22.41% in Nigeria, up from May 2015 to June 2023. 57,000 nurses have left Nigeria between 2017 to 2022. Look at the number of students. Doctors, over 6,000 doctors. Nigerian students have contributed $1.9 billion to the UK economy yearly. It's a shame. It's a shame because this is monies that our own country would have been enjoying, but our government has failed us. Yeah. And then Over 1.8 million passports have been issued between 2020 and 2021, which I'm sure the immigration in Nigeria is overwhelmed. So many people are getting their passports because they are preparing to leave the country. Now, am I saying that cost of living is not increasing in Canada? I'm not saying so. Cost of living is increasing everywhere, all over the world. Actually, cost of living is increasing. But what is the level of cost of living that is increasing in Canada? Inflation rate in Canada is 3.1% as at date. Inflation rate in Nigeria is 26.2%. Inflation rate in Ghana is even worse, 35.2%. I didn't even include Brazil or South Africa, but all of them are double digits. Inflation rate, things are increasing in Canada as well, but it's 3.1%. Just compare this rate and tell me what you think about it. Yeah. So employment and cost of living now, despite what you have heard, because I know that you have heard all sorts, the truth is that people earn well in Canada. People do. You just need to have the right guidance. Now, even if you have what is called a survival job, while you're waiting for that, your big job, you will not suffer. With a survival job, you will have all the basics of life in Canada and you have it easily. You don't need too much money to live well in Nigeria. You don't need too much money to live well in Canada, sorry. So even if you have a survival job, you say, I have a small job, inflation rate in Ghana is 45%. Wow, are you serious? Somebody said it's 40. That's almost, I don't even want to talk about it. So you don't need a lot of money to live well in Canada. Africans are doing well in Canada. And you know how we are now. We are hustlers. Africans are hustlers. Anywhere we go, especially Nigerians, Ghanaians, we want to do well. Yeah. So you can see Africans in Canada doing data analysts. Some of them are nurses, business managers. You see people in PSWs. You see them in tech and a lot of all these occupations, and they are doing well. I'm telling you, they are doing well. I am a licensed financial educator and a financial advisor. So I have a day job. I'm not just in immigration. So this is what I do. And also licensed financial advisors are one of the highest earning professions in Canada. And that's what I do. And I'm telling you, lots of Nigerians here, Africans and Ghanaians are doing well in Canada. Now, sometimes your mindset about Canada is set by the people you associate with and the people you listen to. So if you listen to those people who are telling you that, suffer ahead in Canada, don't come, that's how your mindset will be. But then there are also the people who are doing well in Canada, and those ones can tell you the truth about how they are doing it. So those people that are not doing well, they probably don't know something that these other people know. That's how it is. It depends on your knowledge. So Canada is not heaven. I agree. Canada is not heaven. That is human beings that also live here. But majority are suffering in Nigeria, in Ghana, in Brazil, and all of those countries. What you need to do is fix your eyes on your goal, because you can be the king in your own story. No other person should write your story for you. You write your story for yourself. Now, I cannot finish without talking about politics. Politics. I saw this news a couple of weeks ago that the Lagos State government spent 7.5 million naira to replace liquid fragrance in their offices. And I was so pissed. I was just pissed off because it's too much. Yeah. 7.5 million naira to replace liquid fragrances. How much are liquid fragrances? How many liquid fragrances do you need? And there are stories like this all over the place of how the government thinks we're fools. I also saw this where the government was, the minister for, I've forgotten what he is, was bringing down some buildings in Abuja. They were destroying buildings now. There were people in the building. There were people upstairs, yeah? Even if you say you've told them before and they didn't listen, how can you demolish a building that has people inside? Our government doesn't really care about us. The government has taken us to be fools, mumu. Yeah? So what our mumu don't do, yeah? I have been hearing it go better since I was 5 years old. And that's why I stayed in Nigeria for as long as I did, because I thought it was going to get better, but it doesn't seem to be getting better. There's politics everywhere. Even in Canada, there's politics. I'm not saying they don't steal money here. They do. But at least the law is respected. The residents are respected and valued. The government does what it needs to do. Your tax money is used for what it needs to be used for. And like I told you before, as a resident or a permanent resident or a citizen, you get the government supports you with childcare benefit, which is paid monthly. There's one called GST, HST. It's a quarterly payment. There's a climate payment, which is also paid quarterly. Ontario Trillium benefits, and you also get tax refunds once a year. So even though Canada is not heaven, but at least you know that this is a society where the law is respected and where you have a voice and where you as a citizen or a resident, you are valued and you are respected. Let's talk about electricity. I don't even need to talk too much about that one. Electricity in Nigeria, I mean, it used to be great in Ghana, but I don't know how it is here. Nationwide blackouts is a thing that we are used to. If you are a small business owner, you know how you struggle to survive. I mean, how can you survive as a business with no electricity and no government support? You are the one providing your electricity and the government doesn't care. Small businesses are shutting down left, right, and center in Nigeria. Yeah. But in Canada, the light hardly blinks. I don't want to say it doesn't, hardly. And then the government supports small and medium businesses. In fact, government in Canada is encouraging people to be businesses, yeah, to open small businesses, encouraging people to start businesses here and there. The government provides support. So having said all of this, I'm coming back to ask you, you might not be Nigerian, you might be Ghanaian or whatever. Are you happy with your country? The way your country is treating you, are you happy with it? Yeah. And so far from what I've said, do you think that you should japa to Canada? We're going to have time to ask questions. So if you're dropping your questions in the comments, I think you should just pay attention. We'll have enough time for questions and you can ask your questions. Are you happy with your country? That's the first question I want us to answer. And do you think that you should japa? Yeah, I am not happy with Nigeria. I'm not happy. Somebody said Mba. Mba means no. It's Igbo language. I'm not happy. Even me that I'm not in Nigeria now, I hear the news of Nigeria and it pains me as if I live there. Because I still have friends and relations in Nigeria. Nigeria is my country. I'm hoping to come back one day. But the way things are going, I don't know. It's very sad. It's a sad situation. And it's not a laughing matter. Yeah. So the system in Canada is a system that works. You have a voice. Your local government listens to you. You can pick up your phone or send an email to local government and say, I'm not happy about this. I'm not happy about this. They will listen to you. There's a conducive business environment, transportation system that works, healthcare system that works, and especially, this one is so important, a safe environment to bring up your children. Yeah. For me, my children were like one of the most critical reasons why I japared. Because I too was comfortable, I had a good job. I had a great job. But I needed to take my children out of a society that would kill them, that would cripple their creativity, and that won't allow them shine, won't allow them get to their possibilities. Yeah. So I had to take them out of there. I could survive Nigeria, but I didn't want my children to have to survive a country. I wanted them to thrive. And that's why I brought them out of there. So from all I've mentioned so far, what is the one major reason that might make you consider this japa? So if you didn't consider japa before, why would you consider it? Is it the electricity? Are you a small business owner and you want an environment to thrive? Do you want a place where it's safe for your children? Are you looking forward to education for your children that is not laced with strikes here and there? Would you like to also look at other ways to grow your own, like your creativity and your career in a new country? Do you want to explore? What is the one reason? And for most of us that have children, it is children. Even for those who don't have children, you want to bring up your children in a society that is sane, a society where they learn how to think and they can also be the best. Yeah, for the sake of your children. A lot of us is for the sake of our children, which is great. So I want to ask you, I know that there are some of you here that have attended 15 of my webinars. Why have you attended 15 of my webinars and you have not taken any action? Some people will finish this webinar and ask me, when is your next webinar? And they won't do anything. So I'm guessing for some of us, it's because you have tried and failed before, or you didn't even try because you thought you would fail. Yeah, some people have tried and failed. Some people don't even try. Think about it. They feel that they will fail. And some people don't even know where to start. Yeah. But if you want to try, or you want to try again, you are in the right place. You just need the right person to guide you. And that's why I'm here. You will love what I'm about to share with you. So put your fears to rest because you can do this. So why am I qualified to guide you? Why should I even be the one telling you all of this? Because I believe that I went through my struggles so that I can help others with my experience and my knowledge. Because I've been through what you are going through. Before I relocated to Canada, I was also advanced in age. I was doing well. I was comfortable. I didn't want to do it because I didn't want to come to a new country and start struggling. And I'd heard all those bad things about, hey, you will struggle to do this and all of that. I went through all of that struggle. Yeah, if you have heard my story before, probably you have. If you haven't, I was scammed. I was so many things. We lost money. We were doing Australia. It didn't work before we came. I was refused visa to Canada. I had to try again. Yeah. So for me, I want to impact lives because I see so many people struggling. I see so much pain, and I see people taking advantage of desperate people. People are taking advantage of you because they can smell your desperation, and it hurts me. I speak to people every day and people are being scammed. So you don't have to struggle like I did, and you don't have to be duped. Please, you don't have to be duped. So the year is ending. Do you have a solid plan for 2024 with regarding your JAPA? Do you? If you don't, then you need to start. I want to show you one pathway that you can start doing something about today. Now, why is this pathway perfect for you? Because it is the route with the highest immigration numbers to Canada. So far, if you look at the numbers, I would have put the statistics, but I didn't. This pathway has the highest number of people coming into Canada and becoming permanent residents. It works for any country. This is not just for Nigeria or for Ghana or for South Africa. It works for any country, no matter your country. Age does not disqualify you. You have opportunities at different times of the year. So this is not something that you must wait till February or you must wait till March. It's something that opportunities are open at different times of the year. You can move with your family. Yeah. A lot of us want to come with our families if we have family. So your family is your spouse or your common law partner and your children. You can move with them. You do not need an agent. I need to stress that. Now, paying agents, it's expensive. It's not guaranteed. Even if you pay me, it's not guaranteed. You understand? No agent can guarantee because we are not the ones doing the application. But you don't need an agent. You can follow the guidelines. You don't need IELTS if you are from an English-speaking country. And using this pathway, you can become a Canada permanent resident and a citizen. You can get that red passport. I'm getting my own very soon, and I will share it with all of you. You can get that red passport, and that passport gives you access to over 198 countries in the world. You don't need visa, including other benefits for yourself and your family. Okay? So now, does that sound like something you might be interested in? Does it sound like something you might be interested in? If it's something you're interested in, that I can go on. If this sounds like, remember, this is interactive. So if this is something you're interested in, please let me know. Like the video as well and put your yes in the comment. If you're not interested, put no too. It's possible you might not be interested. You don't have to be, but if you are, put yes, and then don't forget to also like this video. As you're liking it, more people, YouTube will show it to more people and more people can join us. Yes. Okay, so now Canada has put out the plan for the next 3 years that they are going to be inviting over 1 million new immigrants in the next 3 years. So immigration to Canada is not slowing down, though. It is moving on. It is increasing. Yeah. So it's an immigration boom because Canada has an aging population and low birth rates. People here need a born. They need a born. So you see people that are getting old, they don't have children. So there's nobody. So it's you and I that are coming. See, the way I see it as a takeover. Some people see it as the other way. I see it as Africans coming to Canada to take over. It's our children that will be, the prime ministers of tomorrow. It's our children that will lead organizations tomorrow. It's our children, my own children. I'm telling you, I believe that they will lead organizations. They will be the voice of Canada in the next few years. It doesn't have to be me. I'm the one that's sacrificing myself for them. So I see it as a takeover. So if Canada says we're bringing 1 million new immigrants in the next 3 years, you need to plug yourself into this, put it in your confession and say, God, I will be among the 1 million new immigrants to Canada in the next 3 years. You need to plug it into your confession. If you're not the person that confess. So yeah, say something every morning. Every morning before I leave my bed, I say something. Say it till your spirit picks it up and your spirit starts showing you opportunities for that thing. Yeah. So the route is the study in Canada route. Study in Canada route. Now, don't roll your eyes. Don't roll your eyes at me and say, is it study? Yes, it is. Now, this route is strategic. And the reason why it's strategic is because you get Canadian world-class education and then you get Canadian work experience, because as a student, you can work part-time while you are studying. So you are getting Canadian work experience. Yeah, and then you're getting Canadian education. With these two things, you can become a Canada permanent resident, and it works. Study to Canada is the route that has brought the most people into Canada, and over 90% of students in Canada convert to permanent residency. Over 90% become permanent residents. This system works, yeah? Now, these are some testimonials of people who recently got their study visas approved. Yeah, this is November 28th. This one is November 28th. This person got their student visa approved. This other person was with 5 children. As you can see it, 5 of us, family of 5, mother, father, and 3 children. So if you're saying family, this is a family of 5 that got approved. This is another person that just got their study visa approved. This is a family of 4. Look at it there now. Family of 4. Kindly see below the approvals for my family of 4. This is another person. We have some, if I'm going to give you testimonials, we'll sleep here. This year alone, we have done over almost 400 approvals, Canada study visa approvals this year alone. Yeah. So this is another approval. And then we have families. If it worked for them, it could work for you too. That's the way I see it. And that's the way I think you should see it too. If it worked for them, it could work for you. So now let's talk about what it takes. And I don't want you to zone out. Don't zone out at this point. Don't say, oh, I'm not interested. Listen to what I have to say first. Yeah. Now, this study in Canada route, what is the process? It's a simple 5-step process. Simple. You choose a school and program. You apply to the school, you get your letter of admission, you apply for study visa, you arrive in Canada, you get your study permit, you graduate, and you apply for permanent residence. Yeah? Now, what's the process? I'm going to explain very briefly because I want us to get to question and answer. You need to choose a school that is a DLI. I'm sure you've heard about it. A designated learning institute. Yeah? I will talk about other routes at the end of the day, but the Designated Learning Institute is the school you need. Those are the people that can bring in students, foreign international students to Canada. You need to make sure that you are meeting the admission requirement. Don't just apply without checking. Check that you meet the admission requirements, yeah? Then you apply to the school. A lot of them have application fees. It's usually between $40 to $150. You provide the required documents, you complete your application online, and then you apply. Please, like I said before, look at the study program, the requirements. Do they need IELTS? A lot of times they won't if you're from an English-speaking country, but make sure you are checking. After you get your letter of admission, you now apply for visa. Now, this is where a lot of people have a problem because you need a good study plan, which is your SOP or SOP, as some people call it, and your letter of explanation. You need to gather all your documents. You need to show the visa officer that you are eligible, you have the funds, and you have home ties, yeah? The documents that you need include your financial documents, your passport, your work and business documents. With all of that, you can apply for your study visa. You arrive in Canada, you get your study permit at the point of entry. So when you come with your visa at the point of entry, you're giving your study permit. You can still be turned back at the point of entry. You can still be turned back at the point of entry. So point of entry is not Canada, it's airport. So you need to make sure of that you are able to answer the questions they're asking you correctly before you're allowed into Canada. You get your SIN, your bank account, your accommodation, you start studying. After studying, if you went to a designated learning institute that is PGWP eligible, you can now get your post-graduation work permit. And this is where your journey to permanent residence starts. With your PGWP, you can now get a job and work. And this will qualify you for permanent residence either using the Federal Skilled Worker Program, the Canadian Experience Class, the PNP, the Home Care Worker, any of those other routes that is available in your province. After you get permanent residence, after about 3 years of being in Canada, you can apply for citizenship and you become a Canada citizen and your 2 legs are on the ground. So when you're a permanent resident, 1 leg is on the ground. When you become a Canadian citizen, 2 legs are on the ground. So this is just the process. 5-step, simple process. All of the processes might have nuances, but it is as simple as this. Now, so on this webinar so far, I want to do a recap. We've talked about should you japa, yeah? We've shown you the reasons why you may need to leave your country and Japan for now. Yeah, you're not abandoning your country. You might go back later, but for now and for the sake of your children, you might need to leave. And we've given us several reasons why you might need to leave your country. And some of you have confirmed that, yes, you have seen some of these reasons, you agree with them. And these are reasons why you might want to Japan as well. We have also looked at a process that works for many people, yeah, that can work for you. And that's the Study in Canada process. And I've taken you through the 5 steps to study in Canada. Now, if you're feeling positive so far, I hope I haven't dampened your spirit. So if you're feeling positive, leave an emoji in the comments. So me, I like the fire emoji. But just choose your best emoji. Let me know you're still here. You are not sleeping. You're not checking TikTok. You're not checking WhatsApp. You're paying attention. You need to be paying attention because it gets better from here. Yeah, it gets better. Now, as you are preparing for Christmas, because it's December, means I'm preparing for Christmas here, and you're enjoying all the festivities of the season, because even though things are hard, I know us as Nigerians, we like party. So we're preparing for Christmas. As you're preparing for Christmas and buying your cow and your meat and your rice, make sure that you remember to invest in your future and in that of your children. Don't just go and do faji and then you forget about your future. Don't eat your future. Keep money aside, invest in your future. And if you can do that, who knows? Maybe next Christmas you'll be spending it in Canada. I like to set goals like that. I like to set goals like next Christmas, I want to spend it in Canada. I like things like that. So if you can set a goal of, no problem, I can spend this Christmas in Ghana or in Nigeria or in South Africa. But next Christmas, that Canada snow and white Christmas, I will be there. So you need to set that kind of goal. And the way you can do this is by investing in your future now. Now, the truth is, with what I've shared today, what I've shared so far, I've given you the 5 steps to study in Canada, and with resources that you can get here and there, you can actually start on your Study in Canada process today. So if you're a serious person, you can actually say, okay, I know the 5 steps. You can go and get materials and resources here and there, and you can start. But it is better with guidance. Now, the reason why I say this is that by the time you start searching for information here and there, it can be confusing because there's a lot of half-baked information on the internet. I mean, it's sad. There's a lot of half-baked information and it could lead you down the wrong path. We have so many people who have told us that, yeah? But be careful who guides you. Some agents have put people in trouble. Now, there are agents that have put people in trouble. I'm not disparaging agents. They have put people in trouble. For example, see this one now. See, on the right, the person said, agent dumped me for statement of, and I was banned for 10 years in UK for students this year. So this person got a ban in the UK. There are so many people that have gotten bans in Canada because the agents didn't really care about them. This person on the left said, I paid agents who all failed to secure admission for me. Ordinary admission. The agents could not secure. Now, this person used the system that I will share with you, and they were able to get 4 different admissions, 2 in Canada, 1 in the US, and the last one in Australia. And they did it by themselves. And look at what she said. I feel I can do anything with regards to studying abroad since they came across me and they are using this system. Now, this will not be your portion in Jesus' name. Amen. So what if there's a quicker and easier way for you to do this where you actually get my direct guidance rather than struggling to look for resources on the internet that could mislead you? Yeah. What if you could just get my direct guidance? Would you like that? Is that something you would like? Like if you can have access to me, you can send messages, you can get my direct guidance, you can get updated information from me. Is that something that you would like? If it's something you would like, let me know in the comments. We are about to finish and then we can start taking questions. Yes, yes, yes. I see yes. If yes, so would you mind if we spend the next 10 minutes going over a special offer that I created for you to get started today? Somebody is still writing, I'm not happy with Nigeria. We have heard. It is really sad. It's sad. And you know that Nigeria is such a rich country. Such a rich country. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. So I want to show you a system that has helped close to 400 people in 2023. I'm not talking about last year. In this year alone, to get their study visas approved. It's all sorts of people. We have 18 years old to 65 years old. We have 65, 66, 67 that have used this system and gotten their visas approved. We had single people to family of 7. I showed you a family of 4 and a family of 5. We've had family of 7, husband, wife, and 5 children. People from Ghana to Nigeria to Kenya, etc., different countries. We've had people who are confident, people are not so confident. All of them join inside these 400 people that have gotten their visas approved this year. So this works for everyone. Don't single yourself out and say it won't work for me. It works for everyone. Yeah. So this system is called the Nigeria to Canada JAPA system. Is a simple step-by-step guide that can help you to become a Canada permanent resident by studying in Canada. So your goal is to become a permanent resident, and you are using studying in Canada as a route. So it's not just about the study, it's about becoming a permanent resident. Because for some of us, the school, we don't even need them, yeah? But, you know, we need to get our foot into Canada, and you can use this route. I'm going to explain what you get in the Canada JAPA system. It's a step-by-step guide. So we have videos, we have PDFs, we update them all the time. And all of this covers the 5 steps. The 5 process that I've talked about today is all covered in different modules in the JAPA system. We have school search tools that can help you to easily find schools without tearing your head to pieces. So there are tools and guidance for, oh, what program should I choose? What is the best program for me? Should I choose a diploma? Is it an advanced diploma? Can I do business management? Can I do biochemistry? All of that you can find here. We also show you how to get scholarship, funding, and loans. Because guess what? Money is important if you want to study in Canada or anywhere. Even if you want to study in Nigeria, I'm sure you saw that they've increased fees in Nigeria. So no matter where you want to study, it is important to find the money. So we show you how to get the money and access to long-term international loans. And then when it comes to study visa processing, which is very confusing to a lot of people, very confusing. The visa processing is so critical because you can get admission and this visa will just mess you up. Yeah. So we have guidance on how to submit the best application. We have a whole module or even 2 modules on this and how your family can join you in Canada. We have templates that you can use. Some people, when you tell them to write their SOP, they don't even know where to start. But we have templates, and these are templates that have worked. So these are templates that have gotten visas approved. You can use those templates and just tweak it a bit to suit you, and then you don't have to start thinking about what can I write. We also have templates for when you want to contact supervisors, if you need to go into a master's program and you need to contact the supervisors by email. We all have all of that, or you need to write an SOP for school. We have templates for all of that. It is plug and play. So don't think, just take it, plug and play. Yeah. And all of this, you can get access to this today. It's a program called the Canada JAPA system. It is a giveaway price. It is giveaway, especially when you look at the exchange rate. It's a giveaway price of 50,000 Naira today. It's $105 and it's 1,666 Ghana cedis. And they are all other currencies. So I couldn't put all the currencies, but no matter what your currency is, you will find your currency there. Now, in addition, you also get this limited time bonuses, how to get a job and accommodation in Canada, so you don't stress about that. A checklist that would show you everything you need to study in Canada is one of the bonuses. There's a database of schools. So we also have this database of schools, like not the most popular schools, the schools that you might not think about. So we have those, the database, the school, the programs they have, what the requirements are, what the likely cost is. We have that in one of the modules. So you can just check through and see if the program that you want to study is there. You don't have to be cracking your head. We also offer 1 free review of your SOP, CV, emails to professors. So some of you, by the time you've written your SOP, you're like, SOP is statement of purpose. It's like your study plan. That's what you're going to include in your visa application to let the visa officer know that, okay, this is why I want to study in Canada. This is why you should give me a visa. So it's like you making your case. That's what the SOP is. Some people, when they write it, they are not sure if it is good. So you can send it to us by email. We're going to review it for you. And we're going to point out what you can change, what you can update on your SOP. Now, for those of you who also want professional services, it's not free. Yeah. If you want professional services, I've said that you can do it on your own, but if you want professional agency services, we also offer that at a price. These are all the bonuses you get, all the bonuses I've talked about. But in addition to that, you get access to me and my team. So we provide support by email. You can always send us an email and we will respond in detail. You can send the email 1 million times a day. There's no limit to the number of emails you can send, and we won't say you're sending too much emails. We're going to respond. So that is the support that we provide. We provide email support. Yeah. If you want to speak to me or I want to speak to any of us, that is a different service. So that's not for free, but email is completely free. And I trust you. Trust me, email is enough. Yeah. You even need to learn how to be doing email, because when you're studying in Canada, you'll be communicating with your professor and all other people using email primarily. So it's good for you to learn how to do that. Also, I have a special bonus until December 11th by 12 a.m., 12 midnight. December 11th is Monday. So if you're able to get the Canada Japan system by going to the affiliate that's invited you here. So someone invited you here, go and ask them if you will get a special study in Canada handbook. So I did a handbook, sort of like a checklist that, you know, it's like a summary of everything that is in the Canada Japan system. You know that, okay, this is the point where I am. So it's a checklist or summary or a handbook summary, and you're going to get it for free. Only if you make a purchase between now and December 11th, which is Monday by midnight. I will send it to you by email, or will send it to you by email. You don't even need to ask. Immediately you make a purchase, sit back, you'll receive it by email. Okay? Now, that's my offer. That is my offer. Now, Canada made some recent changes to the international study program. I think this was done 2 days ago on December 7th. And if you're one of those that is interested in Canada, you would already know about these changes. So some of the changes is that the cost of living expenses to study in Canada is now $20,000. It was $10,000 before. So it has doubled, yeah? And the government said that this is likely to change every year to fit into LICO. So LICO is like a benchmark of the amount of money people need to spend on their expenses in Canada. So as LICO is changing, they are likely to be changing the cost of living expenses. Now, this has not happened in a long time. The $10,000 has been set since 2000, and it hasn't changed, but it has changed this year. As a student, you can work more than 20 hours per week. So the government is saying, you know what, okay, we understand international students need to work and then they need to make money and all of that. So you can work more than 20 hours per week until April 2024. And then the government will now, you know, review that and give a figure that's a standard figure for the number of hours that international students can work. And they also said more changes will be coming. More changes will be coming. Now, and this is why I kept insisting in all my webinars that you make your move on time. I kept saying that policies change often in Canada. If you have been in my webinar before, you remember I've said it before, that these policies will change. They can just wake up. You can imagine just wake up and they change this, yeah? So you need to make your move now because policies are still changing. The truth is, what are you going to do? Yeah, because policies will change. So you don't give up. You don't give up, because a lot of people have been saying, I'm tired though, I want to give up. Oh, keep your goal in mind. Yeah, don't give up. Get the Canada Japan system today, get the bonuses, and then learn about scholarship and funding options. Now, what can you do? You need to learn about, okay, what can I do? Yeah, when it comes to funding, do I have enough grades to get funding? When it comes to scholarship, did I have enough to get scholarship and all of that? So that's what you should do. What you should not do is give up. Don't give up, yeah? Get the Canada Japan system. Start putting your finances in order on time. Start doing it on time. So we have options on what you can do. It's not just funding, scholarship loans. There are other things that you can do to get prepared. You can sell an asset. You can get a sponsor. Yeah, you can go and do a job. There are many things that you can do, but you have to have a plan. So you have to pace yourself and say, okay, I want to be in Canada by September of next year. So you know you have now till that time to plan. You need to start planning. Yeah, and then you need to learn what you need to be prepared. And that's what that checklist that I'm giving you is going to do for you. Tell you, okay, this is what you need. Some of you here don't even have passports. You need to get your passport. You need to get your transcript. All of those things that you need, you will get in that checklist. And you need to start now. The minister said next year, early next year, they are going to make some more changes. My goodness, I don't know what those changes are going to be, but you don't wait to find out. You need to start today. Tough times don't last. Tough people do. I know it's tough. Like that news also hits me hard because that's 100% increase. It's sad. But then it is what it is. Tough times don't last. Tough people do. The truth is, a year from now, you may wish you had started today. There are some people that are like, God, why didn't I buy the Japa system when it was 25,000? There was a time the Japa system was 40,000. They didn't buy. It was 25,000. They didn't buy. It's 50,000 now. Only God knows what it will be next year. Yeah. And not just the Japa system. What about for your children and for your future? You need to start today for something that you want to do tomorrow. And then you need to take your hands out of your pocket and start working. So my question to you is, do you want to make a change? Do you want to make a change? Are you willing to pay for that change? The choice is yours. I'm not going to make a choice for you. I'm only going to present the situation to you. You make that choice. So this is how to purchase. Kindly ask for a purchase link from the affiliate who invited you to this webinar. So if someone invited you to the webinar, ask them for the link. They will give you the link to purchase. And then after purchase, you will receive a receipt with a button to access the product. So if you can make purchase on Seller, Finspire, Expertner, or StakeCut. After you finish, they will send you a receipt with a link or a button. You press on it, you register your name and your purchase email, the email address you need to use to make the purchase. You receive a welcome email. You can check your spam or your promotions email for that. You wait for 24 hours. For approval email, is usually less than that, but 24 hours is the maximum. You get the approval email with instructions on how to access. You log in and you start going through and taking action. You email us if you have any questions. So this is the simple 7 steps that you need to do after you have made purchase. And it is simple, guys. There's nothing complicated here. Yeah. All of this you can do on your phone or on your laptop. Yeah. Okay. So what are you going to do? That is my question to you. What are you going to do? Why not try? You have nothing to lose. Yeah. The only thing that you will lose is if you don't try. The only people who lose are people who don't try. So if you try, there's nothing to lose. I think I've come to the end and I can now take your questions. Why not try? You actually have nothing to lose. I'm back. I am back. How was that? How was that? Did we get any value? Did we get value? Awesome. So if you have stayed till now, if you listen to me talking, I'm going to give a gift to everybody who is still here. But it is fastest fingers first. And when we are done with that, we'll take our questions. Fastest fingers first. So I'm giving away 9 mobile credits. Glo, MTN, and Airtel. Are we ready? Glo, MTN, and Airtel. And when you load it successfully, if you get it and you load it, indicate so we know that somebody has gotten it. Yeah. Okay. So the first one we are doing is MTN. Let me rush through that so that I can answer questions. The first one we are doing is MTN. Now, when you get it, indicate that you've gotten it. So this is MTN. I hope that's correct. This is MTN. This is MTN. If you get it, let us know so that we can move to the next one. The next one is Glo. Glo users. I will answer your questions. Don't worry. At least I have another like 1 hour. I will answer questions. If you got the MTN, let us know. The credit is for all countries. So me, I'm in Nigeria. No, I don't even know what they use in other countries. But this is the one that I know. That's MTN. If you get the MTN, let me know. I will answer all the questions. 9260. MTN. Has anybody gotten MTN? Has anybody gotten that MTN? So the next one is Glo. This is Glo. This is Glo. If you don't get it, I'll come back and put it later. Then we move to Airtel. Airtel. Who got the MTN? Airtel. Airtel. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Glo. What is 9 Mobile? I'm so sorry. What's that? I don't have 9 Mobile. Oh, I don't even know what that is. I'm so sorry. I don't know what 9 Mobile is. So I just know those 3. So this is Glow. Now we're showing MTN again. MTN, it is for Nigerians and anybody that uses MTN, I guess. If you load it on your phone, you will know whether it works or not. So that's MTN. I should drink water. I will drink water. I will drink. So this is the second one now is Airtel. Yeah. Airtel. If you got the Airtel, let me know. Airtel. And then I moved to Glow. So there's 3 MTN, 3 Airtel, and 3 Glow. As Glow. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you get it, indicates that you got it. This is the third MTN. So there are 3 MTN, 3 Glow, 3 Airtel. This is the third MTN, and this is the third Airtel. So if you get the code is not correct for MTN, which of the MTN that the code is not correct? Please, can I know which one? Let me check again what I got. Maybe I made a mistake, but I doubt that. Which of the MTN is the code not correct? Let me know the one so that I can check. Okay. Now, if you want to get the Jackpot system, get a link from the person who invited you. 5, let me see, MTN 5231. Oh, all of them are correct too. I don't see anyone that's not correct. 9 to 60. Okay, so let's go to the questions. Let's answer your questions. All the MTN are not correct. How can that be? 54408. That is interesting. Okay, well, that's this distraction. Okay, now let's look at questions. I want to start looking at questions, okay? Not correct. The third Airtel is not correct. Okay, you know what? I'm going to put the pins again later. But for now, let's concentrate on the questions. You see, someone says the MTN is correct. That when he used it, say it has been used by another user. So if it has been used by another user, it is correct. Yeah. So let's start the question. Now, this is a question from Adeniji. Can I use someone who is not related to me as a sponsor? Yes, you can. You can use someone who is not related to you. It's not the best situation, but you can. The only thing is that you need to show why that person is sponsoring you. Do you understand? So if someone that's not related to you sponsor, you say if you're a relation, that means there's family responsibility. But if this person is not your relation, why are they sponsoring you? Just have to prove it so that a visa officer can be convinced that this person is sponsored. And the person should be willing to give you their documents, so pay slip, bank statement, business documents, everything for you to be able to show. Yeah. Okay. So someone says, I shall be going with my husband as a dependent. How can I get a job in Canada? So we're talking about studying in Canada. We're not talking about getting a job. How you can get a job is by applying for a job. It's as simple as that. Okay, let's talk about, I knew this question will come up. 20,665 is actually 20,630 or something. Maintenance fee for a student means that all the dependents will need to pay same. No. So for a single applicant, it is 20,635. Previously for dependents, it was 4,000 for the first dependents, 3,000 for every additional. But the government hasn't released any additional figures for dependents, yeah? So it's just for the single applicants for now. We don't know if there are new figures for dependents. So we're going to be watching out in the next few days. But this is just for a single applicant. It doesn't include dependents, yeah? Yes, HND can apply through this route, of course. HND people can study in Canada now. Yeah, HND can apply. The only thing is that in Canada, with the HND, you're not likely to get master's admission. So for HND, you'll be looking at a graduate certificate, yeah? So well done. Thank you very much, Ibrahim. I really appreciate that. How can one get a fully funded school? So you can get a fully funded school by applying to the school. Yeah. So all of that is taught in the JAPA system. If a school is offering you full funding, it will be on their website, and they will also give the requirements for that. Can a second-class degree get admission into masters? So the answer is yes and no. A lot of masters will require a second class upper. That's a second class now. If you're talking about a second class lower, for most STEM programs, I would say no, because the competition is so much that there are a lot of people that have first class and 2-1, so it might not have space for you. So if you have a 2-2, I would advise that you look at a graduate certificate. However, there are people who have gotten master's admission with a second class lower, especially for management programs. So those people have maybe GMAT or GRE, they have considerable years of experience, they can consider you for that. But if you don't have GMAT or GRE or considerable years of experience and you have a 2-2, then maybe you should be looking at a graduate certificate. Yeah. It's too fast. Okay, you mean for the MTN and all of that? Okay, I will show it before the end again, so that those who want to still get the mobile credit, you can still get it. So the rate that can use to determine the conversion of your POOF is always the official rate. So the government of Canada and the visa officers do not use black market. It is always the official rate, that is the exchange rate that they use. So when you're calculating, converting from Naira to Canadian dollars, it is not US dollars, it is Canadian dollars. Always use the official rate. Yeah. So if you want to know about how to get scholarships and funding or grants, look soon. There is a video on this channel where I talked about how to apply for scholarships, a detailed video. Go and check on the channel. And also you can join the Canada JAPA system, and you can get also more information on that. How do you relocate with family? It's by relocating with them now. It's by adding them to your application. All of that is taught in the JAPA system. I'm so sorry, Victoria. You came late. You need to go and watch from the beginning. So if you can't find Oxford International College, then are you sure that they are a DLI? Every school that is a DLI is on that list. If the school is not there, then maybe they are not DLI. Yeah. Okay, this is a good question from Time Watcher. When you were refused visa for other countries like Australia, did you disclose it in your application form, or was it just Canadian? So in the application form for visa to Canada, they will ask you, have you been refused a visa to Canada or any other country? It is not just Canada. So for me, in my own space, I have been refused US visa. Like I was refused US visa 3 weeks before I applied for my Canada visa. I've been refused Australian visa, I've been refused UK visa, and I've been refused Canada visa, 4 countries. I put it there, lined it up for them. I've been refused on the year, but I was still giving my visa. So I disclosed all my visa refusals, but that did not make me not to get my visa. It is if I had not disclosed it, then there would have been a credibility issue because they will not believe anything that I say. So you have to actually say that you have been refused if you have been refused. Okay, do you offer assistance in visa application? Yes, Eric. If you are a member of the Canada JAPA system, we can give you visa application services if you are able to pay for it. So when is the best time, I like this question, to reapply for a visa after you have been refused? So a lot of times we want to rush and reapply because we're in a hurry. Our school is starting in January. We are angry that they refused us, and then we just want to go ahead and apply. You have to calm down. If you have been refused a visa, you can cry, you can feel bad, but you need to calm down and get your GCMS note. Now, the GCMS note will tell you in detail what the visa officer thought before they refuse you. So the visa officer notes will be there, and you can be able to know, okay, they said your uncle, you didn't show a proof of relationship. But in your refusal letter, you just see funds, you don't have enough funds. They will not put the details there. So you need to request that GCMS note. It takes 30 to 45 days. And when you know why you were refused, you can address those refusal reasons when you're applying again. Applying blindly without knowing exactly why you were refused will lead to another refusal. Except you are sure you know why you were refused, then you can reapply. And it doesn't matter, you can reapply the next day. I have actually reapplied for someone 2 weeks after they were refused without asking for GCMS because I knew why they were refused. So if that is you can reapply anytime. Okay, can I apply for admission pending when my passport is ready? Fairmont Confessionary, the answer is no, because you need your passport. It's one of the documents that you need to show before you can get admission. If you have bought the Canada Jackpot system, you're already in the Canada Jackpot system. Now, what are you looking for handbook for? Okay. I might find a way to give it to you if you're already in the Canada Jackpot system. Yeah, I might find a way. Okay. Can I go with my dependents if I'm going for a year diploma program? Of course. So long as your program is more than 8 months, you can go with your family. How do I get proof of funds except loans and scholarship? So apart from loans and scholarship, there's funding and there's also your own money. So you are coming to study now. How much have you saved? So you can use your own money. You can use your spouse's money. You can sell off an asset. So if you have a land or a house, you can sell it. If you have a car, you can sell it. You can get your mother or your father or your sister or your brother to also sponsor you. You can get any other relative to sponsor you or any other sponsor. Yeah. So there are creative ways for you to get your proof of funds. You just need to settle down, think about it, and start working on it. Someone says, no one invited me. I knew I was going to see this. I was just waiting. No one invited me. I saw the link on Facebook. So if you saw the link on Facebook, you saw it on somebody's page or somebody's profile, Abby. So you don't just see the link on Facebook, and you must have been either following that person or going through their profile or their content before. So go back there, send the person a message and say, you know what, I want to make a purchase. Oh, someone is answering. Oxford is a DLI, but it's not eligible for a PGWP. Yes, I knew that, but I didn't want to be the one to say it. And the person said they didn't see it on that list. Oxford is actually a DLI, but Oxford is not PGWP eligible. So if you are going to this school, just know that you will finish studying and come back, or you get a labor market impact assessment job, a closed work permit, which is not so easy to get. Okay. Can I apply for this? Okay, is it very easy to get permanent residence through multiple entry visa? So if you're talking about a visit visa, that's not what we're talking about, but it is not easy. It's very easy. It's not easy at all, yeah? For those going through study route, apart from the 20,000, does the 4,000 per dependent still stand? Yes. So the 20,000 is just for you as the applicant. Your dependents still need to show money. Yes. So that one still stands. Okay. If you're asking about visitor visa, I'm not going to answer. So is it possible to sponsor someone to travel? The person will work and pay back. So I guess that's a personal arrangement. If you have someone who can sponsor you and then you pay back, that's a personal thing. Yeah, so that's a personal thing. I'm a registered nurse. So if you're a registered nurse, what will be, I don't know what VAC is, VAC. What will be better for you is what you qualify for. Yeah, I don't know what you mean by what, masters or what. Whatever program you qualify for, that is what you're going to go for. And undergraduates can go with their dependents, definitely. If you're an undergraduate, you can come to Canada with your dependents. Oh my God, I like this question from Salaudin. Can I use my boss as proof of fund? My boss proof of, I don't know what you mean, but I suppose you mean, can your boss sponsor you? Anyway, if it is believable, if someone can believe, if your boss is sponsoring you and your boss is going to give a reason that is believable, fine. The people that process your visa applications are human beings, so it's not a machine. So if you think about it, if you tell this person that my boss is sponsoring me, my boss has promised to give me 10 million dash, which means it's a gift, will they believe you? If you think that they can believe you, then go ahead. For someone whose one big challenge is proof of funds, can you guide one through how to fund proof of funds using Empower Loan? So we have guidance on how to use Empower Loan inside the JAPA system. So I guess that question is, the answer is yes. I don't know what you mean by JAPA documents, but like I said at the beginning, the JAPA system works for you no matter your country. So it works for people from India, it works for people from the US, people from the US have used it, Canada, no, Kenya, Ghana, Nigeria, any country, it works. Is it compulsory to get the sponsorship documents? I don't know what you mean, but I assume that you mean if you have a sponsor, is it important for the sponsor to give you documents? The answer is an absolute yes. They must give you, yeah. Okay, Juliana, you bought it 2 years ago, you have access, yeah? If you bought the Canada JAPA system 2 years ago, you still have access. I'm not answering questions about working in Canada. Getting transcripts, in fact, this is our country. Getting transcript in Nigeria is difficult. It is to be sent by mail to the requesting institution. How does, I don't know how to answer that. Okay, so you can actually get your transcripts. You don't have to, they don't have to send it to the school. I have my transcript. I went to Unilag, I have my transcript. And I know a lot of people also have their transcript. So go to your school, talk to somebody there. You can grease some palms because that's how things work in Nigeria or in Ghana, and tell them to give you a student copy. They can give you a student copy to your transcript, and then you send that. Now, a lot of the schools that you're applying to, that's what they want. A lot of them they're not going to wait for you to start mailing or whatever, yeah? Or you can ask the school for their email address, and then your school can send it to them. I'm just looking for questions. This is from Stella. Okay, so an MBA is a terminal degree. So you cannot do a PhD with an MBA. You can do a PhD with a master's, maybe a master's in management or whatever, not with an MBA. Now, if you say that getting a supervisor has stress, do you know that the good things in life, and they don't come easy? If you want to get full funding, it doesn't come easy. I got full funding, so I know it's possible. But it wasn't easy. I emailed more than 50 professors across different schools in Canada, and I got two funding offers, yeah? But I did the work. I emailed and emailed, I read their papers. So if you want to get funding, you need to be ready to do the work. If you're not ready to do the work, then please go and get money to pay for your studies, yeah? I'm looking for... Okay, so if you go to a school that doesn't have PGWP, that's not PGWP eligible, I wouldn't advise you to do that. Let me just say, I don't advise you to do that. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Will my husband, who is a dependent, be allowed to work? So if you go to a school that is PGWP eligible, your husband, if he has a spousal open work permit, he can work. Yeah? If he has a spousal open work permit, he can work. Okay, if you are 50 years old, I was expecting this question. If you are 50 years old, can you be sponsored to study abroad by a family member? Number one, if you are 50 years old, you should have some savings. Do you understand? I'm just trying to be realistic here. I'm not trying to bust your bubble. I'm just trying to be realistic. If you are 50 years old, that means you have been working for some time. You have some savings, yeah? You even have some pension. You can get like 25% of your pension. You should have money. You shouldn't be fully sponsored by a relative. You can be partly sponsored. So if you need, 10 million, you have 6 million, somebody is giving you 4 million, it's fine. But if you are 50 years old and your relative, your brother or sister is giving you the 10 million to sponsor you with your family, I don't think it looks nice. I'm not saying it won't be approved, but personally, if I was a visa officer, I would refuse you, yeah? So I don't think that's nice. So when it comes to, Michael, when it comes to the chance of applying with your whole family rather than going alone. So if you're saying, I want to go alone first and I will invite my family, at whatever point you're inviting your family, you still need to show that there's enough money to take care of a family and they have home ties. So whether they are going with them now or you are going later, it will still show. The only thing is if you apply a loan now, you have probably, if you don't have enough money, you probably have a greater chance of being approved. Then when you're in Canada, you can now sort out how your family can join you. But at whatever point, your family still has to show proof of funds. Okay, so if you have a PGD, whether it's upper credito or lower credito, it is not eligible to get you a master's in Canada. What is eligible to get you a master's in Canada is a 4-year bachelor's. It's simple as that. It's a 4-year bachelor's. It's not a PG. It's not a postgraduate diploma. Okay, I said that you can do this, definitely. Yes, the answer is, am I not showing that? Can I use a student copy transcript? Yes. Yes. How do I get and start the JAPA system? I talked about it now. Just go and get a link from whoever invited you. Didn't somebody invite you here? Get a link to purchase it from the person. Just write back, or if you're in a group, I'm sure they would have posted it in the group by now, the link to make the purchase. So however way you got to the webinar or got the information to the webinar, that same person is going to give you information to get the product. Now, this product is an affiliate product, which means that there are lots of people that can sell it to you. So just go back to them, okay? Can one gain admission in a course and change to another course after arrival in Canada? Or you must finish. So if you get admission into program A and you want to change to program B, you can do that in Canada. So you're changing DLI. So in the JAPA system, we show you the process of how to do this. You don't have to have schooled in the school before you change. You can change without going to the school. You just have to do it properly. And we'll show you how to do it in the JAPA system. Yes, you can do that. Okay. I don't know what this means. I'm so sorry. I put it up there, but I don't know what it means. Oh my goodness. Ujungwa, no, your dependents don't need to write IELTS. To write IELTS for you to get school, no. Your dependents don't need to get IELTS. So I'm not going to be answering questions like this. So don't ask me questions like, what is the criteria? The criteria is on the school website. So go to the school website and see the criteria. Yeah, I know the general criteria, but that is not what we're doing here. We're just asking general questions. Okay. Yes, you can get internship in Canada. Some of us don't have sponsor. So I cannot believe that you're asking this Abosede Ajayi. I can't believe it. Can I make the JAPA system cheaper? Yeah, people are telling me to increase the price. You are telling me to make it cheaper. It is as cheap as it can get, okay? It is cheap. It is affordable. We cannot make it cheaper now. It is as cheap as it can get. It's even going to get higher. So make hay while the sun shines. This is how I say my things. People don't listen until things now change. I said that Canada will change its policies soon. People didn't listen, and our policies has changed. Yeah. If you're a third class holder, if you have a third class, well, first of all, I would say check the school program and the program requirements. A lot of schools are looking for 2.2 and above. If you have a third class, when you get the JAPA system, we'll tell you what to do. Okay. Yes, gifts. It does. It covers how you can get international loan. Now, normally I won't answer a question like this because I don't know why you're asking me. Is project management a good course in demand? What is the employability rate? I can see that I can speak BB grammar, Darlington. So just go and type this thing on Google. What is the employability rate of project management? It will tell you, yeah? I don't like to give my own opinion on these things. Project management is a great course. Canada is a big country. So project management might be great in Ontario. Maybe it's not great in Saskatchewan. I don't know. It might be great in Saskatchewan. Maybe it's not great in Brantford, in your country. So it depends, yeah? In your city, rather. So it depends on the city you are going to. Generally, project management is a great course. It's a high-earning course. It's a high-earning occupation, let me not say course, a high-end occupation, but then there are always nuances. There are other things you need to have the skills and all of that. So if you wanted to do project management, it is great. Can I get, I think I answered this. Can I get master's admission with a PGD? No. You get master's admission with a bachelor's. Okay. Do we have more questions? More questions. People are not liking the video now. Yeah, many here. Only 133 people have liked the video. Like the video now. Are we fighting? Just click the like button. Click the subscribe button so that when we post new videos, you are aware, you are given a notification. Click like, click subscribe. I want to be seeing the like button go up. Oh. Click the like. So if I get a fully funded scholarship, does it cover only my tuition or accommodation and stipend? This is a great question. Now, there are different kinds of scholarships and different kinds of funding. There are some funding that will cover tuition and living expenses and will give you a stipend. There are some funding that is just for your tuition. So it depends. It depends on the school and the program. I got funding that covered my tuition and living expenses and gave me stipend because I was now a research assistant. But that's mine. I don't know how it is for yours. But if you get funding that even covers tuition, it is great. At least you know you're just worrying about living expenses, but it will always tell you in the program details and the program requirements what that funding covers. Okay, how much will the professional service cost? It costs what it costs. So it is only when you're in JAPA system that you can know what it costs. So you need to come into the JAPA system for you to know what it costs. So in Ghana cedis, I think I said 1,666 Ghana cedis, yeah, but that would depend on the platform you're purchasing. So when you go to the platform, the Ghana CD price will show. Okay. What of NC holder? So when you ask your questions, ask it in full. What of NC holder? What about NC holder? What's your question? Yeah. So we're a family of 6. What is the best method to JAPA? Now I have a lot of questions to ask you. There are other ways to JAPA to Canada. There's the express entry. There is provincial nominee program. There is also the work route, and there's the study route. The one that is best for you, I have to ask you certain questions for me to know. Yeah, but all of these routes are available to you, so you can peruse all of them and choose one. Can someone with SSCE apply for a bachelor's and also a scholarship? So when you say SSC, I don't know what you mean. If you have WAEC or NECO, I don't know what SSC is. If you have WAEC or NECO, then you can apply. What could be the budget for the JAPA in Nigeria? So if someone invited you here, ask them for my video where I explained what it costs to study in Canada. I don't have it here. I would have put it up. They will tell you. So I can't give a price now. And moreover, living expenses has changed. So I have to go and update that. Oh, this is a great question. What if someone did not pass their exam in Canada? So when you come to Canada to study, the number one reason why you are there is to study. You are not there to work. You can work, but if you fail your exam, you cannot graduate. Do you understand? You cannot graduate. And if you cannot graduate, you cannot get post-graduation work, then you cannot move forward. So you have to actually pass for you to graduate. So if you don't graduate, that means you are stuck. Now you have to repeat it and pay another school fees again. So my question is, I want to swap to nursing. I've done some research. I don't know. You want to swap to nursing? See, even if you want to do nursing, do you qualify? Do you have WAEC and all of that to make it qualify? You can swap if you want, but do you even have a background in nursing that can make a visa officer approve your visa? Okay, 20,635 is always in Canadian dollars. Canada cannot announce something and it will be in USD now because we are not in the United States, we're in Canada. So that money is Canadian dollars. Anything you see on a Canadian website, yeah, in terms of study and all of that, it is in Canadian dollars. Okay, so a lot of questions about this living expenses. So the living expenses is the same as it has been before. It's only the amount that has changed, but what it covers is the same. So are you saying after paying school fees and rent, you must still have $20,000? So the $20,000 is not your tuition, is your living expenses. So it covers your rent. So your rent, your transportation, internet, everything that you need to live in Canada apart from your tuition is what that 20,000 covers. Yeah. So you can't say I paid for rent and I have the 20,000. You even need to show it before you start paying rent. You need to show it at the point of visa application, and it's out of there that you pay rent and all of that. I hope it's clear. Can a single mother relocate to Canada with her children through stuff? Why would she not be able to now? Why are you singling out single women? Yes, you can. You can. Some of the questions, I have to jump some of these questions. So Akinwale Bukola, I really don't understand the angle that you're coming. Is it possible for me without a husband? Of course, you can relocate without a husband. If you're a widow, you don't have a husband. Yeah, nobody's going to ask you for a husband that you don't have. So you can relocate without a husband. And Olabisi, if you have WAEC, you can study in Canada. Some of you are so funny. Can you kindly send me the process of applying for a Canada visa? What do you mean by the process? That's what I talked about in the webinar now. If you want a step-by-step process, go and purchase the JAPA system. And the reason why I'm putting this up is because I get this kind of question all the time. Can you sponsor me? Brother, are you my sister or my brother? Why would I sponsor you? I don't have money to be sponsoring people. And moreover, no, I can't sponsor you. You need to sponsor yourself or look for one of your relatives or somebody else to sponsor you. Oh. Now, this is a great question. This is actually a great question. This is a great. Are you people not liking the video? Like the video now. Like it, like it, like it, like it, like it. You don't have to pay all your tuition before your visa is approved. Paying tuition does not guarantee that your visa will be approved. However, if your school has said, pay this amount before this date, you need to pay it before that date, before you apply for your visa, or else, if your admission is cancelled, then your visa becomes almost useless. So you don't have to pay full tuition, except your school has requested that you pay certain parts of your tuition. This lecture is for intending students, yes. Those who want to come to Canada using the study route to become permanent residents, yes. Okay, this question. Both of them are good. Both of them are good. The new portal, you only have 2 MB of space. The old portal, you have 4 MB of space. So if you need more space, go to the old portal. If you don't need space, stay with the new portal. What is the official rate today? I don't know, but I guess it's 500 and something. I don't know. But you know how rates are, they change every day. Yeah, so I don't know what the official rate is right now. I like this question. No, not every DLI offers postgraduate work permit. Okay, all universities, no, not all universities offer graduate certificate program. Not all. But if you check the website, you will know not all. Is it possible for a person who is above 45 years to apply for a bachelor's degree? Is it possible? Yes. Is it the best? It depends. Yeah, it depends on what your study plan is and why you're applying for a bachelor's at this time, not in your home country, but in Canada. So long as you can show in your letter of explanation why you are applying for a bachelor's at 45 years old, then your visa will be approved. But is it possible? Of course, it is possible. Can an uneducated spouse relocate with you? Why not? Your spouse can relocate with you. It doesn't have to. Your spouse doesn't have to do anything. Yeah, the spouse doesn't have to be educated. They are your dependent, so yes, they can. Great question. Can I disclose my wife's refusal when applying for myself? So if you are applying for yourself, nobody is going to ask you if your wife has been refused visa before. They're asking you about you. So if your wife is applying, they will ask her. So you don't have to disclose that my wife was refused visa. No, talk about yourself. Okay, can I relocate with a son that is 22 years old? So if your son is 22, your son is an adult, yeah? Your son has to apply for themselves. So let your son get their own admission and apply, because, I mean, if they relocate with you, what are they going to come and do? Yeah, they are not 18 and below. They can't go to high school. They cannot work on that dependent visa. So it will almost be useless. So it's best for that child to apply on their own. Great question. This is December. When can one apply for a study visa? You can apply for a study visa as soon as you get your admission. Don't wait. It is always advisable to apply 4 months, 3 to 4 months before you are meant to start school. So if you are going to start school in May, it's best to apply by February or March. Latest March, you have applied. So give yourself 3 to 4 months. And the reason why you're doing that is for the processing time, which currently takes about 12 weeks. And then if you are refused, it gives you time to reapply. Yeah, so give yourself time, about 3 to 4 months to apply. Okay. The questions are many. So what are the best cheap schools? I like this question because I posted a video today, just before the webinar started, the cheapest colleges in Canada. And I think I've already posted about cheapest universities before, but I posted it today. So if you check on this channel today, you will see cheapest colleges in Canada. Okay, I've already answered this question. The answer is probably no. Can I apply with my nuclear family? This is a great question, Lily. So when we say you can apply with your family, it's your spouse or your common law partner and your children or stepchildren or grandchildren. But you cannot apply for your nuclear family like your niece, your uncle, your parents. No, it is only your spouse, common law partner, and children or stepchildren or grandchildren. Yeah. So we're not talking about working in Canada, so I'm not going to answer that. Okay, this is a great question. This is a very popular question. I'm going to post a video answering all these questions. I have all these questions and I've done a video. So subscribe to the channel so that you can know when I post it. Post it probably next week, Saturday, where I answer all the common questions about studying in Canada. All these your questions are answered there. So if you're a HND graduate and you apply for a one-year program, yes, you can qualify for permanent residence. And we talk about this in detail in the JAPA system. This is one of the reasons why you should be clicking and getting your JAPA system. We show you the different options that are available to you to become a permanent resident with 1 year of study. So it is possible. Even in Ontario, it is possible with 1 year of study. Okay. So if you have applied for a visiting visa and you've done biometrics, you can still apply for a study visa. It doesn't stop you. Okay. It doesn't stop you. I'm jumping the questions they're asking me about jobs. I'm married, I already changed my surname. Can my elder brother be my sponsor? Of course, your elder brother can be your sponsor. Don't forget what I said about somebody sponsoring you 100% when you're a full-grown human being. Your brother can sponsor you. You just have to prove that he's your brother. Your brother doesn't have to have the same surname with you. My sister did not have the same surname with you. I used my sister when I was applying. She doesn't have, she's married, but I was able to prove that she's my sister. Abi, we have birth certificates. So long as you can prove is your brother, it's fine. I got the link from you on Instagram. Oh my goodness, you got it from me? If you got the link from me, that means you will be also getting a link from me on how to purchase. So just give me time to finish and I will get back to you. What type of question is asked at the point of entry? If you, I've already answered this question several times. I'm sure it is on this channel or on Instagram. I can't go into that now, but of course they will ask you what you're coming to do in Canada, which you have to tell them what you're coming to do, how much you have, when you're going to leave Canada, what's the name of your school, where are you going to stay, things like that, yeah? Okay, this is a great question from Oluwa Timilein. I like your name, Sha. What happens if the study visa is not yet approved, but the school resumes? So if you have a study visa processing and your school is about to resume in about what, maybe 2 or 3 weeks time, your study visa is not yet approved, it is always good to contact the school and tell them that my study visa has not been approved. I want to defer my admission. Some schools will give a 1 to 2 weeks like leeway for you to register. After that time, they are going to cancel your admission. So you need to be in contact with the school to let them know that your visa hasn't been approved. And some of these schools, if you haven't even sent them your visa by a certain date, they will cancel your admission. Some of them are very strict like that. The answer is yes now. Why will undergraduate not able to do that now? Okay, so can I go? My family is applying for an 8-month program. Yes. So an 8-month program in Canada is actually a 1-year program because there's that 4 months of holiday. Yeah. So it's 8 months plus 4 months, make it 12 months. So that's a 1-year program. And yes, you can go with your family. So all the people asking how much I charge, you need to get the JAPA system. If you already have the JAPA system, it is inside the JAPA system, or you can send us an email. We will tell you how much it is. Okay. If you're asking me about working in Canada, I'm so sorry. This is about studying in Canada. Last month, we did something about working in Canada. We might do something next month about working in Canada. So you can ask your questions there. Can I travel to Canada with my family of 5 to study PSW? Why not? Samuel Ude, you can. How does one get an application waiver? So when you're applying to schools in Canada, go with the mind that you will pay application fee. You understand? Go with that mind. Some schools offer waivers at certain times. Yeah, there was the other time Seneca offered some waiver if you attended their open house and it was just for that day. Yeah. So most of the schools in Canada, you will pay application fee. So just have that in mind, except maybe they are offering a code or something, you will pay application fee. What is the Canada JAPA system? Oh my goodness, did you come late, Kevin Green? You came late. The Canada JAPA system is a step-by-step guide that holds you by the hand and helps you to get admission in Canada and get your study visa approved so that you can come to Canada, study, become a permanent resident, and become a citizen. I talked about it in the presentation, so you can go and watch from the beginning to get all the details. But in a nutshell, that is what the Canada JAPA system is. Oh. Okay, we have 20 minutes more to answer the question. If you have questions, drop them in the comments and I will answer. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to also go back to whoever sent you the link to the webinar so that you are making your purchase. Don't forget that we'll send you that checklist and handbook. If you make a purchase, we'll send it to you by email. Don't forget it's by December 11th by 12 midnight, and that's on Monday, okay? Oh, I saw it on Facebook. You saw it on Facebook where now? Shiba Beauty on Facebook where? On which person's page? Go back there. Beautiful question, Priscilla. Priscilla, are you not one of us? Can I use more than one sponsor? Okay, so this is the thing about sponsor. I've talked about sponsors a lot. You can use as many sponsors as you want. But the more sponsor you use, the more you water down your visa application, in my opinion. The more you water it, which means that you're grasping one sponsor here, one here, one here, one here. I think that you should use a maximum of 2 sponsors and yourself. That's fine. But once you start using 6 sponsors, what kind of wala is that? Yeah, doesn't look nice. Yeah. So you can use more than one sponsor, but don't forget that you should be able to prove your relationship to that sponsor and give a viable reason why that sponsor is sponsoring you. Okay, a viable reason. Now, if there's any, Mr. Moderator, is there any of the mobile, whatever, credits that I need to show again? If there is, please let me know so that I show it again. If you need to get that, in case nobody has gotten it. How can one become a member of the Canada JAPA system? By purchasing the Canada JAPA system. Now, how do you purchase? Purchase from the link, from the person who sent you the link to attend. I don't know how to pronounce this name. Mwanwara or Mobola or Molola. Yes. So the answer to that is yes. I've answered some of these questions before. Can I use this? Okay, so if you graduate from a school in Canada and you want to become a permanent resident, you will need to write the IELTS. There's no running away from this IELTS. So you can't run away from it. So you would need to get the IELTS for you to actually relocate, for you to actually become a permanent resident. However, the scores that you would need will not be as high as if you were outside Canada. Yeah, there are some of the provincial nominee programs, they have a CLB of 5. Meanwhile, for the federal skilled worker program, it's a CLB of 7. Yeah, so yes, so you would need to write the IELTS. So if you want to come to Canada to study, what you need to be applying for is an academic program, not a vocational diploma program. Yeah, I don't know what, because I think when you say vocational, it means that it's not a DLI. Yeah, so long as the school is a DLI, even if the program they are offering is like plumbing, which is a vocational program, so long as a DLI, yes, you can use it. Can you add co-op? So co-op is part of your studying, yes. So if you are doing co-op for maybe 4 years, co-op is part of your study in Canada, definitely. Oh my goodness, still sending. Are you kidding me, Sweetberry? You did biometrics in July and you haven't heard back. You should be sending them a web form and asking for updates. July till now, August, September, October. No, it's a long time. I think something might be wrong. So please, just try and reach out to RCC. So we show you the process of visa application in the JAPA system. You need to submit your SOP and your bank statement before you can do biometrics. So it is when you have submitted a complete visa application, that's when RCC will tell you to come and do biometrics, okay? Yes, you can use a sponsor in Canada. Can I use a sister that is based in Canada as my sponsor? Definitely. You can use a sponsor in Canada. Definitely, yeah. So people asking about the budget. So we have to redo the budget because the budget has changed, but just calculate your living expenses and your tuition. That's your budget. Simple. Beautiful question, Dari. Is it advisable to apply to a private college, change school immediately to public school after arriving in Canada? So whether it's a private college or a public school, the school has to be a DLI. The school has to be a DLI. So long as it is a DLI, it doesn't matter that it's private or public. Now you can apply to a DLI that is a private school, and when you come to Canada, you can change it to a public school. But I wonder why you want to do that. Why not just apply to the public school at once? Why apply to a private school, yeah, and give yourself all that wahala of changing and all of that? Why do that? More questions. Hey, God, wahala. My friend wife has a ban of 5 years. Banned, I think that ban also affects him. If your spouse is banned, the ban affects you. I think so. So they have to wait for the ban to be over. If you are 25 years old, you have a registered company, you have bank account, you can sponsor yourself. Yeah. If you are 25 years old, so long as you can prove that money is yours, the money is accessible to you and is available, yes, you can sponsor yourself. Definitely. Okay, guys. I'm waiting for more questions. Someone says, how do you identify a DLI? So if you go to Google and you tap DLI Canada, it will bring you a Canada website, a Canada government website. You can put the name of the school and it will tell you whether it's a DLI. So you will see whether it's a DLI. You will also see whether it offers PGWP. Simple as that. You don't need to crack your head. The Canadian government shows you. Yeah? Okay. More questions. Okay, so this is totally not true. It seems Empower only provides loan for master's students and above. That is a complete lie. It's a lie. So Empower provides loan to every level of study. They only provide loans for a maximum of 2 years, but it's to everybody. Okay. If you have any more questions, don't forget to send your questions in. I am waiting for them and will answer the questions that, doesn't have to do with working in Canada. It has to do with studying in Canada. If you missed the webinar from the beginning, so you missed the presentation, please go back and start looking from there because we already gave you everything from the beginning. That's for this question. Someone says, what is the difference between SOP and LOE? So that's just semantics. They are basically just the same thing. SOP and LOE are the same thing. So SOP is statement of purpose. LOE is letter of explanation. Usually a letter of explanation, it's usually, well, some people refer to it when you're applying after a refusal. So you're explaining how you have addressed the refusal reasons from your last refusal. But an SOP and an LOE are basically the same thing. Okay, so you are already in the pool. So if you're already in the express entry pool, of course you can still apply. Your wife can still apply to study in Canada. Being in the express entry pool doesn't stop you. It doesn't stop you from applying, and it doesn't stop your wife from applying for a study visa. Grateful. Thank you. I'm so thankful as well. Bye. Thank you. Can my sister in Canada pay for my application fee? Yes. Can my stepbrother in America, your brother in Kenya, even your brother in any country? Oh my God. Anybody, your brother can be anywhere and sponsor you. Has the fees for study visa up? So what has increased is the living expenses. The living expenses that you need to show for studying in Canada has definitely improved. Okay, it has improved. So, 1 second, please. Just give me 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. 620. Okay, we have just 10 minutes more. I don't want to take up too much of our time. We have 10 minutes more. And I'm just trying to look through the questions to see the ones that I can answer. Yeah. Okay, someone says, now I'm going to answer this question. If I am to sponsor myself, do I need to show the proof of funds, tuition for the 2 years, along with the 20,000 living expense? I don't. So if you are self-sponsored, yeah, which means that you are the one that will pay your fees for the first year and the second year of studying in Canada, then that means that you have your money for the first year and second year. Because obviously, if you are leaving your job and you don't have a business that will be bringing money, then yes, you would need to show. What you need to show officially is the 1 year of study, but you need to show that there's a place where the second year for your living expenses and your study is going to come from. So if you can do that, yes, you show the 1 year. If you can't do that, then you show the 2 years. So Frank, you're saying I haven't answered your question. It depends on what your question is. What is your question? So if you're asking about work permit, I'm not going to answer. I'm sorry. I'm only answering about those who are asking questions about studying in Canada and about what I've said today. Okay. Some people are just joining now and they're answering, they're talking about, they're saying, they're answering questions from before. So if you asked a question before and I didn't answer, ask it again. Can you change your school and how difficult it is? You can change your school. How difficult it is, it's not supposed to be difficult. But it can be difficult if you don't have admission and you want to change. So it's supposed to be a smooth process. Yeah, so you can change your school. Yeah, it's supposed to be a smooth process. Can I use my friend as my sponsor? I've answered this question in different ways. You can use anybody as sponsor, but is it convincing? Will the visa officer be convinced? So, Ndidi Eze, I don't know what your question is. So when you say my question wasn't answered, you should have put the question again. My question wasn't answered. This is the question that wasn't answered. Because now the system is going to take you up and I will not see you again. So also when you say your question wasn't answered, say what the question is, okay? Franklin, this is your question. I don't know how to answer it because you are saying, can you borrow? Now, what you've just described is what some people do. And if you check on this channel, you will see a video I talked about, can you work in Canada to support yourself? Yeah, there's a video on this channel and I don't want to talk too much about it. It is advisable for you to have your tuition when you're coming to Canada to study so that you are able to face your studies and you're able to concentrate. That's what I'm going to say. If your husband was denied, or if you were denied, anybody that was denied, you can still did I put that? You can still apply again for sure. And resume by May. Yeah, so there's good time between now and May. So yes, I guess you can. Now, some of you are asking questions that you need to pay for consultation for. You're asking me specific question. Yeah, if you're asking those kind of specific questions, you need to be paying for consultation. So I'm answering general questions now. Okay, yeah. So let's see more questions here. Now, wow, I need to put this question by Michael Frederick. Is there a way I can avoid this new policy on living expenses if I have a running application since they mentioned? Okay, so if you have now, this new policy on living expenses will start by January 1st. So if you are able to put in your application before January 1st, it doesn't affect you. If you have put in your application already, it doesn't affect you. So it only affects people who are putting application in after January 1st. Yeah. So if your application is already in there, don't worry, it doesn't affect you. You are okay with the 10,000 living expenses that you already had. Yeah. Okay, let's look for more questions. Give me 1 second. Okay, so we have 10 minutes more. I've been talking for 2 hours. Is undergraduates the same as graduates? How can now Kemi? One has under on top, the other one has graduate. It's not the same thing. Undergraduate is undergraduate. So it's diploma and bachelor's. Graduate is graduate. So for you to do a graduate program, that means you have already done an undergraduate program. Yeah. So they are not the same thing. Oh my goodness, Chuku Henry, you have asked me a question that is a political question. Who is best to be the main applicant, wife or husband? Now, I guess it's going to depend on the couple, yeah? It's going to depend on the couple. For some couples, the wife is the best. For some, the husband is the best. But I'm going to say it depends. It depends. It depends. Oh. CBN rates. You don't ever use black market rates for anything visa. It's CBN rates. So this question. Okay. So after schooling and I get PR, does it cover my family? Of course. So if you go to school and then you apply for permanent residence, you're applying for yourself and your family. So it definitely covers your family. Definitely covers your family. How long does it take to get feedback from the school after application is submitted and confirmed? It depends on the school. So there are some schools that you apply, they will respond the next week. There are some schools that take a longer time. So if you're applying when they have a lot of applications, it can take several weeks. So it depends on the school. Let me also look. At more questions. Okay, so when it comes to tuition being refunded, it depends on the school. So every school has their refund policy. Yeah, so go back to the school and look at their refund policy. But you should be able to get your tuition back. Really, Kwam, I haven't answered your question. What question? What is the question? You didn't ask it again. Can someone who left school since 2015? I've already answered this question. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Okay, now the thing about applying for a master's or a program in a different discipline is, for example, let me say you are a project manager and you want to go and apply for a master's in biochemistry, for example. You can apply, but will you get admission? I don't know. Will you get visa? I don't know, because really, what's the relationship between your project management and biochemistry? I'm trying to draw an analogy here. So whatever you're applying to, it must be something that you are qualified to apply to. Okay, I have 5 minutes more and I have to close because some of you have to go and do stuff and I have to do stuff as well. But if you get the Canada JAPA system, we answer all of these questions. And also, if you you can send us emails if you have the Canada JAPA system. You can go and check out if the affiliates can give you the video and then the write-up about the Canada JAPA system. We answer a lot of these questions there as well. Okay. All right. If you're asking me what's inside the JAPA system, I talked about it when we were giving the presentation. Thank you very much, Modupe. What is your question about NC? What I asked you, I said, what you said NC. What about MC? NC, what happened to MC? Okay. So if you want to apply for Empower loan, you apply for Empower loan. No, that's not the question. You apply for Empower loan before visa application because it's a proof of funds, yeah? So, I mean, if it's a proof of funds, you have to be showing that you have that proof of funds before you apply for your visa. Okay. Oh my goodness. I have 3 minutes more, then I have to go. Some of these questions. So your questions are very specific. Okay, so you can also pay for a one-on-one consultation. We offer one-on-one consultation for 30 minutes. You can pay for that as well. You can pay for that as well. Or you can ask questions from the affiliates who sent you here, and then they can ask me. So this issue about how much is going to cost, how much it is going, no, that's not the question. How much is going to cost to come and study in Canada? Yeah. Now, There are so many places where I've put how much it will cost. I don't even know why I didn't put it here. I forgot. Now, how much it will cost is your application fee plus your medical application fee is between $40 to $150. Living expenses, you have already seen it here. I talked about it, $20,635 plus your tuition plus your flight tickets. As simple as that. Those are the four major things that you need to provide money for. Add it together. Tell your sponsor that that is what is needed. How much is the consultation? The consultation is $15,000 for 30 minutes. Oh, you saw me on YouTube and you just joined. Oh my goodness. How do I get the link? Thank you. So that means you are one of my subscribers, right? Okay, so what you need to do is to send me an email. My email is going to be in the description. You can send an email. I've answered your question, Madam Mojisola. I just answered now about how much it will cost. Okay, so I can't tell you how much. I can give you an estimate, and I just did. Yeah. Okay, so I'm not going to tell you, Frank, how much it will cost for a family of 4. You need to go and do that calculation or get the JAPA system. Yeah, I've given you how much it will cost for yourself. For your family, it will cost $4,000 for the first family member, $3,000 for every additional family member. Add the flight ticket, which is the miscellaneous. That is how much it will cost. Okay, I think I'm going to be stopping soon because I've been talking for 2 hours. I haven't drank water, but that's not your fault. Thank you so much for showing up. I'm going to put up the MTN and all of that again. So in case you haven't gotten it, you can get it. The MTN and all of that. I don't know which one you people didn't get. Oh. Okay. Should I put it up again? The MTN. So this is the MTN, the first one. I'm just going to show all of them and then move forward. That's the MTN. That is Glow. Airtel. I'm just going to give it a couple of seconds for you to take it. That is Glow again. Glow again. Go again. 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So that's the second MTN. 10 seconds. Airtel. The Glow. MTN and Airtel. Okay, so make sure that you contact the affiliate that invited you. Wherever you got the link to come today is the same place you're going to get the link to purchase. Don't forget that you also get that free checklist if you make your purchase before Monday, December 11th. Yeah. So I want to use this opportunity to thank everyone who has showed up today. Thank you for taking the time out to sit with us while we go through all of this. I'm wishing you the very best, and I'm going to see you in the next one. So we have a webinar next month. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to share it. Don't forget to also subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you so much, guys. Peace out. Bye.